Evening, folks. How y'all doing tonight? It is your man, Donald King. Still in the state next door, spending time with my son. I got called to stay here a couple extra days, and shit, anytime I get to spend with my guy, it's everything to me. So I'm not even tripping off of it. It does put me behind schedule on a couple of projects, but it is what it is, man. Emergencies happen, and you gotta take care of things as they come to you. Anywho, I hope the night is finding you well. I was on the fence about whether or not I was going to shoot tonight, just based on, I'd anticipated being back in Ohio by now, but I'm not. Subject of tonight is I'm not defending myself. I'm taking away all of your excuses. I'm not defending my identity. I'm taking away your excuses. You see me put up a lot of posts recently attacking people, well, not attacking people per se, attacking the behavior of talking shit behind my back instead of engaging me directly. Going after the behavior because it's cowardly as fuck. And the thing about it is, for the people who I know engage in it, what you got to understand is more than anything, I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in you because it's like I held you in very high regard. You would never catch me talking shit behind your back, never saying anything that I wouldn't say to your face, but I respected you, I revered you, I looked up to you. Some of you guys are very intelligent. Some of you are very intelligent. Some of you are very talented. And that you would engage in such piss poor behavior, just some run-of-the-mill ideologue shit, or as Nietzsche would refer to in his work, slave mind shit. It let me down because you have this opportunity to just be in your potential, to be this truly autonomous person, and instead you get confronted with something that challenges your worldview. What do? You retreat into the safety of the crowd, which ironically is never safe to begin with. Alone, you're awesome. Get you in a group and you become just another ideologue. And that let me down. There's this scene, probably my favorite scene of any movie ever made. And it comes from A Bronx Tale, right? And it was dealing with the false power people get whenever they're in a group. The false sense of power that comes from being in a group, right? And in this scene, I forget the actor's name. He's one of my favorite actors, which is really wild that I can't recall his name at the moment. But this dude, it's these bikers. They come into the bar. Now, these bikers, they have this reputation of busting up bars, and they just happen to go into a mob bar one day. And in this mob bar, they thought they were going to show out. They had, all this bravado because it's like they were in a group and they were tough guys and they had this reputation of being tough. So they thought. And Sonny, he said, I asked you to leave nicely. And he goes over and locks the door and he says, now you can't leave. And you could see all of the bravado just ripped right away from these dudes. They were tough in their little group all the way until somebody called their bluff. Called their bluff and beat the shit out of them for just being cowardly. That's the thing about groups. Groups make it really easy for you to be a coward. Everybody thinks that cowardice is reluctance to engage in violence, but that's not the case. A coward is a person who's reluctant to engage in reality. More often than not, if violence is available for a coward to hide behind, the coward is going to go to violence because they would rather fight than face reality, than face and adjust to reality. I've been going after that cowardly behavior. Y'all get all this false power by talking shit in your little circles, the rumor mill. Oh, he's crazy. Oh, something's wrong with him. He's delusional. You say all that shit, yet you've been watching me do this avatar work for 13 years. Most of you all came to me investigating who is this dude who's just whipping all these little trolls and wannabe intellects. Who's this guy who's whipping these people's ass up and down the block? You watch me do universal math. You watch me explain simple concepts that humans have been philosophizing over for centuries and millennia. I explain them in a paragraph or two and organize them in a way that you're not going to see anybody else do. You've watched me make sense consistently. You've watched me treat everybody with respect and love, call everybody brother and sister. I'm excited to talk to people, except for people who think that they're going to bully me and or take their anger and frustration out on me, in which case I give them a few chances and then I cut them off. But you've watched me be a good person. Some of y'all have even met me in person. We hang out, we talk. Those of you who are braver, you ask me questions and, you give me opportunities to explain my situation and myself. But those of you who are a little bit more scary and have a little bit more competitive in nature, I sit back and I listen to you talk about what makes you special and unique. And I edify you to the very best of my ability. You've watched me be a good person to you. You've seen it with your own eye. You witnessed it in reality. Yet you retreat into these little circles where you talk shit about me behind my back. And I'm not offended by that. Look, I get it. When something comes along that's an anomaly, it's scary. Anomalies are fucking scary. They are. When I first found out that I'm this thing I purport to be, nobody was more shook than me because here I'd made all these agreements with myself that anything in reality could be measured through human instruments and through human theories and things like this. I didn't realize that I had worshipped science and human wisdom to the degree that I did, all the way until I came across this thing. Imagine becoming a thing that, well, invalidated everything you thought you knew before. Imagine becoming living proof of the fact that you were wrong. You think anybody was more scared than me? Imagine being face to face with God after you spent a decade of your life talking shit about it, calling people who believed in it crazy and stupid. Imagine that. You know how scary you. Who you think is more shook or was more shook than me? When you deal with things that are anomalous and you can't put them into your little boxes, it's scary. How you choose to respond to things that scare you, though, is what determines whether or not you're brave or you're a coward. How you choose to respond to things that do not reflect your inner story back to you is what determines whether or not you're a brave person or you're a coward. Giving you all the tools to figure out how to improve in bravery, how to become more intelligent, how to sync up with reality even better. I've given you the tools. I've taught you not just about reasoning and honesty and the effect that they have on your connection to reality and how they help you engage your faculty of intuition. I'm giving you steps on how to do it. I've done all of this in love and patience. And the best some of you all could do is run to the rumor mill, try and spin yarns about me after the fact. More than anything, I am disappointed. But as per the title of this video, the reason why I'm talking about you all going to the rumor mill, talking shit and all this other stuff is, hey Kira, how you doing? One thing I do not like is people using God to control others. I know God reality exists, but do not like when he is used as fear tactics. Well, yeah, and I'm going to agree with you on that. One thing that I will add in with respect to that is this. Reality is a system that has rules. These rules are intact regardless of whether or not people like them or they don't. My job is to explain the rules regardless of whether or not they scare anyone or they don't, whether or not they make people feel uncomfortable or they don't. I've been tasked to explain what I see, not to add anything to it, not to hold anything back. And it's for people who are living corruptly, the things that I'm saying, they're going to be scary. They're going to be scary. It's kind of like if I go on a campaign talking about thieves and someone's in a room who's a thief, who's stolen, then they're going to feel attacked. It's like if someone is a liar and I speak about liars, they're going to feel attacked. But reality simply is. It's not designed to scare humans. In fact, the point of an avatar is to help people make sense of reality to a degree that they don't have to be scared. They don't have to be cowardly. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me, I got a little bit of junk in my throat, but see, here's the thing. When we are dealing with things that we don't understand, we have a tendency to try and surround ourselves with people who reflect our inner story back to us. We try to surround ourselves with people who tell us that what we believe is right and that everything that doesn't agree with us is wrong and that we deserve good things and that we're good people. What happens if reality disagrees with those assessments? More often than not, people are going to retreat to people. Why? Because people comfort them. Reality doesn't comfort you, it makes you stronger. Pardon me. That's weird. I don't know why. Problem is, people don't like to understand to act. They want to understand to react and deflect. Well, yeah, they do. Thing is, reality is tired of human vanity. Reality is tired of human vanity. It's tired of people throwing hissy fits because they can't get their way. It's tired of them destroying things and trying to making everything worse by trying to make everything easier for themselves. Again, this shit fell in my lap. Nobody is more surprised by this than me because I was an atheist when all of this went down, when all of this started. I was an atheist. And this is something that I really want to stress to people. I'm along for the ride just like y'all. I don't know how all this shit is supposed to go. It's like this shit didn't come with an instruction manual. Only thing I hope is that I'm not fucking it up. I'm along for the ride too. I'm every now and again. It's like I'm looking at bodies of principles that is when you have the avatar perspective. It's not like you're just imbued with knowledge for everything. You have to use it. You have to look at bodies of principles. You have to examine things. And if you don't examine certain bodies of principles, it's not like the information is sort of implanted into you via osmosis. You have to do work when even as an avatar, you have to do work. So I'm figuring it out just like y'all. I'm learning. Sometimes I'm reading posts that I put up when the avatar perspective takes over, and it's like, okay, I'm going to type now. You're Donald King. You're out. Zoom. I'm on, and it's like, and I'll go back and read for editing purposes, and I'm like, yo, that's wild. I'm learning through the process too. I'm learning through the process too. I have no idea what is going on with my throat today. Fortunately, I'm not getting sick. I just had some rough sinuses through the well, the past couple of weeks because I did get sick a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, so here we are. Here we are. I'm disappointed in most people. I'm disappointed because the level of respect I have for them, the level of respect that I have for them, I didn't think that they would fold so easily. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just wild. I'm sitting here and it's like you spend all your time celebrating somebody's intellect. Damn, you smart. You talented. You a true leader. You got this. You trying to uplift people and shit like that. And not even lying. These are real traits that you witness in people through the avatar perspective. So it's double down in principle, and they have this opportunity. They have this opportunity to do what's right, and they retreat into the group. They retreat into cowardice. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But again, the reason why I've been posting all these things about, you know, people talking behind my back and all that other stuff, it's just to take away the excuses. Y'all can get into your little circles and you can powwow with each other and come up with all the fuel you're looking for to say why I'm bad and I'm wrong and all these other things. In reality, we know it's simply not the case. And here's the thing: you can reinforce your narrative by hanging around people and talking shit and everything, but when that computer goes off, when you set that phone down for the night, you know what the reality of the circumstance is. I'm cutting past all the bullshit. This isn't something that can be determined through consensus or politics or any of those other things. I'm calling it out directly. So when y'all are alone by yourself, which is how you will be facing reality when all this shit is said and done. When you're alone by yourself, you know what it is. I say this so that when you don't have somebody hyping you up, we don't have somebody like, oh yeah, you know what? You're right. He is this way and he is that way. And you just have to be alone with your thoughts after you read over something I said, or you watch one of my podcasts or whatever. You know what time it is. You know. You don't watch somebody do the types of things that I've done as consistently as I've done them and just convince yourself that they're crazy because it's convenient to your life circumstance. Now, you got to live with that. You got to live with the fact that you're fucking around and trying to pick battles with an anomaly something you can apply measures to, there's no scenario in which that's a good case. I said that's a good play. There's no case, no scenario in which that's a smart move. None. If you don't understand something, you take time to size it up. You take time to witness it. You take time to figure out what it's all about. But jumping straight into aggress mode because you're scared, is that ever a smart thing to do? See, Sister Kara came in and said exactly. But yeah, talking shit, lying to yourself and to each other. It's cool in idealism. It doesn't fly in reality. Reality is where all this is happening. Not in your little echo chambers, not in your imagination, not in your inner sense of justice. All this shit is going down in reality. The dumbest thing you can do is pick a beef with an anomaly for no reason whatsoever. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Pride gets you in trouble. Going back to that scene in the Bronx Tale, those dudes were full of pride. They were full of themselves. They were high on competition and narcissism and rage, and they thought that they were going to go into this bar and just unleash their rage into the owners and bounce. They had it in their mind that they were going to unleash their rage into people who had the power to destroy them and who did destroy them. Just because. I shot a podcast with a new friend last night. And something that I owe my brother Mark for doing. And I owe him a great thanks for doing is he's been taking a lot of my posts and posting them on Reddit and getting all these different voices and perspectives from around the world. Some from here in the States, some from overseas, to come in and ask me questions. Why is it that people from around the world, step up and ask me questions? Globally, people are dope. Do you know how many friends I've made from these like IQ societies from around the world and mathematics societies and things and for no other reason than making sense in what I'm saying. A friend requests me, hey, dude, you're dope. I had a buddy Antonin over in, I think he's in the Netherlands. No, that's, let me see. Yeah, he's in the Netherlands, I think it is. But he asked me to contribute a chapter to his book. And I did. It's like, I have all these people who are coming to me from around the world. And Mark, he puts these posts out, and it's like, people, they ask, they're not so worried about trying to defeat me and or make their identity prevail over mine that they don't know how to observe things objectively. So they ask questions. They give me, they give me an opportunity to explain myself, which is all I've ever asked for, an opportunity to explain myself. I don't want anybody to believe me. Never asked for anyone to. I'm not lost in my own imagination. I'm making a point to engage with all sorts of perspectives that function outside of mine, and I do the stillman tactic in which I explain people's positions to them better than they do so that there is no misunderstanding and I'm not just sort of vomiting my inner narrative onto them. I do the work to make sure I'm legit. So I don't need to be believed. All people need to do is think, investigate, and be honest with themselves, and they should arrive at that conclusion on their own. In fact, I would prefer that people arrive at the conclusion that I'm of sound mind through reasoning and honesty than I would through belief. I don't want anybody to believe me. I want you to think and align yourself with whatever makes the most sense. But I'm taking away all your excuses. You can go and talk among each other. Oh, he must be delusional. Cool, prove it. Think I'm delusional? Make a case for it. As a matter of fact, we can do a live stream. We can do a live stream. We can actually let's just see. We can speak in real time in front of an audience. You can challenge me on any point. Any point. See what I'm made of. I get to challenge you too, of course. See what you're made of. Really get to the root of your issues. But if you think I'm crazy, challenge me. Live in front of an audience, real time. Let's do it. Anybody. I have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide. It's real easy to talk shit with people. It's very cowardly, first of all, when you go around and you try to find power in consensus. When you're like, oh shit, yeah, let me talk about this guy over here with these people, and that'll make the truth and reality of who and how he is. That's not how it works, is it? Nah. See, I can't be in my inner story, and you can't be in yours either. Me having a bunch of people agree that you're crazy doesn't make it true. You know what would make it true? Whether or not your thoughts follow a consistent path of logic. You can test it in real time. There's no need to form beliefs about people when you can test all of this shit in real time. I'm willing to be tested, are you? You can test me with anything. Nothing for me to run from. I'm consistent in person. I'm consistent online. I've been doing this shit for damn near 14 years. No cracks. No chinks in my armor. I've demonstrated myself to be a solid person, not just in terms of doing my avatar work, but in terms of how I treat people. I'm consistent in how I choose to be towards people. I don't turncoat. If you're my people, 1 second, if somebody's talking shit about you, I don't let them. Because my experience with you would say otherwise. There's no need for me to, find false power and, oh, they're full of shit. Yeah, they are full of shit. That's cowardly as fuck. It's weak. It's what weak people do. Strong people step up and be like, hey, no. I'm going to defend truth. I'm not defending this person. I'm defending truth and reality. And the pattern that this person has put into reality does not align with what you're saying about him. This is what honest people do. This is what brave people do. But if you're cowardly, if all it takes is just somebody to sway your position with a couple of words, what does it say about you? Something that I learned a long time ago. Lead with your weaknesses. You can walk into a room full of people and there could be 5 enemies hiding among 200. You know how you weed them out? Expose your weaknesses, expose your vulnerabilities, and see who leaps at the opportunity to exploit them. So I'll go and I tell everybody about all the hardships that I go through in life because I'm always watching who's leaping at the opportunity to try to tear me down. Who? This is what intelligent people do. It's what strategists do. Hey, you know what? I know that there are people here who don't fuck with me like that. That's cool. Let's find out who they are. Hey guys. Oh man, my shoulder's hurting today and my leg is hurting. You come, you watch who comes close and tries to bump against your shoulder, or bump your leg. You see who's sizing you up by simply exposing your vulnerabilities. Any vulnerability I expose is done with intention. It's done with intention. I talk about my struggles not because it's like, and not because it's like I always have a sort of, I guess, bent on it. Like I have an intention behind exposing people who harbor malice towards me. I do it just because I'm honest. Guys, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with that. Hey, this is something that's hard for me. Again, all this shit is just fell in my lap. I didn't decide for this to be my life. It just fell in my lap. And I have to make sense to it to the best of my ability. No one is more shook. No one is more like startled and like gobsmacked more than me. I'm more shocked than anyone than going through this experience. I'm learning probably more than anyone because this isn't shit that I theorized. You know what I'm saying? This isn't shit that I theorized. This isn't shit that's like I came up with through my imagination. I'm seeing things that defy everything that I thought that I knew prior to this point in my life. And I have to choose. Am I going to be cowardly and try and run away from them and hide in my knowledge systems? Or am I going to face things that are anomalous to me and be like, well, shit, all right, and adjust to them to the best of my ability? I'm along for the ride too, just like y'all. I'm along for the ride. So whether you have an attitude over the things that I say or you don't, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying what I see. And I sometimes I have a little bit of trouble taking it in. Like, yo, that's wild. You sure? Again, I never decided to call myself an avatar. This thing that I'm hosting is what decided on that term. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of heat. I don't want all that heat on me. And it was like, yo, did I ask you what the fuck you think? I didn't ask you what you think. I didn't ask you how you felt about anything. Just speak. I speak. That's how it goes. I'm not the star. And ironically, the majority of the things that I'm speaking about fall to this very simple principle. Humanity is not the star of reality. You are not the stars. You're not the stars. At an individual level, at a group level, you're not the stars of reality. It's a lesson I had to learn. In reality, when it showed me that lesson, it drugged me through these streets. It beat the fuck out of me to make me humble enough to do this work. I had to get humbled in order to do this work. And to be honest with you, again, mostly I experienced disappointment in seeing all of these people who I have great respect for, who are mentally talented, who are very intelligent, do cowardly shit. Run into little echo chambers. Talk shit instead of facing the fact that, hey, you know what? You say things outside my comfort zone. You say things outside my realm of experience, and it scares me. Instead of being brave enough to say that they're scared, they would much rather talk shit behind my back. And it's disappointing because it's like I hold these people in high regard. Like, no, motherfucker, you're intelligent. You know better. You better than this. And it wouldn't matter if they were doing this to me or doing somebody else. At the end of the day, I respect you to do better. I expect you to do better. Yeah, there's always going to be the siren call of the crowd, The mob that tells you, hey, just be with us. We're cool. Fuck all that. Be autonomous. Be strong. Be brave. Anybody can join the crowd. Only a handful of people can stand on their own. And if I've given you the respect of being able to stand on your own, and you fucking belly over and run and join a little mob, a fucking echo chamber or rumor mill, it makes me lose respect for you. Because I know I come to you with love. I know I come to you with open arms and brotherhood. And if that's how you repay bravery with cowardice, that doesn't fly with me, man. It just doesn't. It does something in my soul. Like, nah. If somebody has the bravery to step forward and to give you, to extend that olive branch, to give you love on the front end, you be brave enough to give that shit back. Don't let people trend you into being cowardly along with them because they're too scared to see anything that doesn't reflect their inner story back to them. They're scared of their own shadow. You let scared people trend you into being scared with them just because it's trendy? Talking shit about them is trending. Oh, let me join in. Word? Is that how we do? He said something that made me feel he thinks too highly of himself. That's slavery mentality, man. The nigga think he better than the rest of us. That's slave shit, man. Man, it's like literally, it's like on the plantation. It's like on the plantation. He think he better than us. I'm sitting here, and when I hear that stupid shit coming from highly intelligent people, it does something to my soul. Like, dog, them I expect it from. You are so much better than that. I expect people who don't think on a regular basis to be scary, who don't practice processing information and reality using their own mind. I expect them to tremble when they come across things that don't fit with their life experience. But for people who actually practice thinking, man, if you retreat into a fucking echo chamber after that, I'm sitting here looking like, that's the most cowardly shit. Like, them I expected from you. Fuck out of here. I'm the same. Here's the thing. I'm consistent everywhere I go. I'm consistent everywhere I go. In everything that I do, I'm consistent. If I bring consistency to you, why wouldn't you bring it to me? Like I said, all of these posts that I've been putting up, attacking the cowardice of going into echo chambers and talking shit behind my back and stuff like that, I'm taking away the excuses. Y'all got something to say to me, we can always hash it out in real time. We can do one of these little podcasts live. You can make all your accusations. You can call me whatever the fuck you want to my face, in front of me. At least I'll respect it that way. Like, thank you. You can probably get a bunch of people out there who want to chime in. Hey, man, yeah, you're right. He's full of shit. You can find them. Bring them all. Bring it all. But do it to my face. Don't do it behind my back. Don't do it in whispers and yeah. Do it to my face. I do it to yours. I ain't got beef with nobody because I don't envy anybody. But here's the thing. If I did have beef with somebody, and I'm not saying I'll go to them and curse them out, but I'll be respectful enough, in a very respectful way. Hey, yo, you did something to rub me the wrong way. You did something that doesn't sit right with me. So we don't have to talk this out. That's how I approach things in general. If you got it in your mind that you can be like, yo, nah, man, fuck that. I'd much rather deal with the systems of agreements I make with myself about him and deal with the systems of agreements that I've made with other people about him than deal with him directly, it makes me lose respect for you. Because I know I've never come to you with anything short of respect. That goes for everybody. I don't come to anybody with anything short of respect. Like I said, guys, I deal in mutualism. I deal in mutualism. That means it's like I'm going to get from you what I give to you, but we're not going to politic. All right? If I'm giving you respect, I expect respect from you. If you choose not to give me respect, then we can't fuck with each other. If I'm giving you effort to understand you, but you're not giving me effort to understand me, we can't deal with each other. That's mutualism. Mutual effort. That's how I roll. But again, I'm taking away all the excuses. If you got an issue with me, bring it to me directly. You can schedule a time with me and we can do this on live. You can get a gang, you can get a rack of motherfuckers with you. Oh yeah, let's gang up on Donald and talk about why he's so full of himself and crazy and yeah. Please do. I welcome it. You got an issue with me, you bring it to me. In the same way I bring it to you. So yeah. Anywho, guys, it is getting kind of late. I have to take my little boy and get my little boy up and ready here in a few hours. So I love spending time with this kid. What an amazing kid. He's pretty deep on the autism spectrum, you know. He's still nonverbal. Has a couple of setbacks he's still working on. And, you know, right now, getting him to focus is tough. I wouldn't trade him for any other kid in the world. Any kid in the world. I look at him and his wellspring of potential, it's so deep. What an amazing person. I get to call him my son. I'm grateful for that. Any opportunity to spend time around him is a win. And you know, I didn't plan on staying here. I got baking to do. I didn't plan on being here. I was supposed to be home on Sunday, and I'm here almost for an extra week. And dude, there's no. I can't even. The level of gratitude in me is very high. There's nothing to complain about. Man, you know, it's very unfortunate. A lot of people never get a chance to fall in love with being a parent. That is probably the highlight of my life. Just the idea that I get to love being a dad to my boy. It's awesome. Great. What a great kid. Anyway, I'm probably going to sign off. Guys, y'all already know what it is. This is Sorting and Sorting Principles. You have to forgive me. I'm shooting this one on my phone. So the lighting is off and everything is like sort of wonky. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. It's like this light makes me look pretty bad. But it's like, you know, it's just directly on me. So I'm not a vain guy, so I don't really fucking care. But it's like, you know, people looking like, I don't know. He's getting old. I'm about to be 46. I don't care. But yeah, this is Sorting Principles. I shoot these on Mondays and Wednesdays on Facebook Live. And you know, I'm hosting a thing. Believe it, don't believe it. It's true. Get over it. I'm hosting a thing and it allows me to see reality in sort of binary. So basically what I'm doing is translating what I see from the system of reality into idealism-based languages, right? And the goal is to help people understand these rules of reality, how reality works and functions as a system, because humans, being what we are, we were born into a circumstance where we were we were pretty much set up to make all sorts of negative impacts on this system that get charged back to us moving into the next life cycle. And I'm like, yo, this shit is unfair. So I'm giving you I'm giving you the insight. Hey, this is how the system works. Hey, if you get any sort of appreciation out of what I do and you want to help me continue to put this content out to the best of my ability, you can always join the Patreon family. I'm Avatar Cycle XIII. That's Avatar Cycle 13. Also, you can always cash app your boy with a little bit of love at Donnie Kang, DonnieKang. Proceeds go to building this up to a larger platform, and then also, just getting things organized on this end, because everything that takes away from my ability to do this work ultimately takes away from you all. So it gets charged back to you anyway. You might as well help yourself out. And that's something I should also mention too. According to what I see through the Avatar perspective, doing what you can to help this entity speaking through me be heard, it does you a solid with reality. So take that for what it is. It's on you. I can't say that I didn't say it. Anyway, also shoot content and post to Instagram, and then also to Medium, where I share parables and stories and stuff like that to help you all get framing and shit like that down. And then also, I fly these podcasts over to my YouTube channel so that you can check them out. I want to archive this work to the best of my ability so that in the event that this body perishes, you can go back and toggle through and hopefully you can put the pieces together. I mean, right now, I think I'm somewhere around, I don't know, maybe just over 40% of what I'm supposed to share in this lifetime. So I don't know what you'd be able to do with 40%, but shit, it's better than zero. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, man. I appreciate y'all who tuned in. Thank you kindly. Guys, if you got any sort of beef with me ever, for any reason whatsoever, come to me. Come to me. Talk to me. Don't create some ideal version of me in your mind and deal with that. Don't create a straw man of me in your mind. Fucking come, balls up. Come to your boy. Chop it up. Hey, here's my issue. That's what I would do for you. That's what brave people do. That's what brave people do. So it is what it is. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I appreciate y'all for chiming in and joining in. Much love to y'all, and y'all have yourselves a good night, all right?